For yourself as you take your seat. It's such an honor to be here. I'm grateful to Daddy and to the leadership of the house for having me here. I want to start with a game. I'll call somebody. Please, can you come forward? I will tell him something. Whatever I say to you, you are going to tell somebody else. When you are telling that person, don't shout. And you cannot say it more than once. Is that a deal? Then that person is going to tell another person. We are going to do it with maybe 6 people, and I'll ask you another question. So come. I will not say it more than once, and I will not shout. Go and tell someone else what I said. Yes? Just tell that first person there. Tell that first person. Tell that first person because of time. Yes. Okay? Please stand. Stand. Yes. Quickly, quickly. Yes? Tell someone else what he said. Whatever you thought you heard, tell someone else. So come. Quickly, quickly. Come here. Come forward. Come forward. Tell this first person here. This first person, yes. Tell him what you heard. And then come. Maybe I should stop here. Please wait. Come, come. Then the other person come, and then you come. What did you hear? Nothing. He didn't hear anything. Wait. Let's know where that issue came from. Okay. What's the next? Okay. What did you hear? You didn't hear him. What did you hear? And what did you hear? The tallest are not here. Oh, a round of applause for them. Should I tell you what I said? I said, the toddlers are nodding. I don't know why they are not here. A round of applause for them. Now, I did that to show you that listening skill is very important. If you cannot listen well, you will not get anything out of anything anybody is trying to teach you. And if you wait to let your friend tell you what they said, your friend will not hear anything. Or your friend will tell you something else. So please, listen for yourself, all right? Today, I want to teach us how to speak a language. Some of us can speak English, right? Some of us can speak Yoruba. Some of us can speak Igbo. Me, I can speak French. I can speak Idoma. I can speak Yoruba. I can speak English. I can speak Pidgin English. Yes? But today, the language I want to teach you is the language of respect. Tell somebody, the language of respect. Yes. Why do we need to learn this language? Because it can take you far. If you go somewhere and the job is for people that can speak and understand French. If you don't understand French, will they give you the opportunity? Even if the job is paying, you cannot have the opportunity to apply because you don't understand the language. But you see this language of respect? It can take you so far. It tells us the kind of behavior you have, the character that you have, and that alone can open doors. You know, these days, it's not about your certificates anymore. Certificates are important. Pay attention in school and do well in your academics. But if you get to a place where all the 10 people that are applying for a job all have first class, what would I use to pick the person I want for the job? I will look out for other things like soft skills. Your character will tell me if I want to work with you or not. most of us have some fruits that are our best fruits. If your best fruit is apple, can I see your hand? Good. If your best fruit is orange, can I see your hand up? How about mangoes? You like mango? Okay. Now, if I have a mango seed, but I really like apple, so I plant my mango seed and I pray. I keep praying. I'm fasting and I'm praying. Say, God, when this fruit grows, when this seed grows up, I want it to give me apple. What would happen? Why? Because the seed that I planted is mango. So I shouldn't expect apple. If you plant bad character and you plant bad behavior, what would you get? The consequence of that. You cannot start praying and fasting and doing any other thing you want to do and think that your life will go well. No, you have sown a seed. Now, God has given us this opportunity so that we can really learn. We don't want to have the excuse of saying, I didn't know. Nobody taught me. Nobody showed me. No, that excuse is not there anymore because this session has been specially prepared for you. So we want to talk about how a tree grows. I read about the longest living tree on the earth. The tree is so tall, but guess what? The roots is 10 times as deep as how tall it is. So your root is very important. Can you tell somebody, your root is very important? It is the roots that will grow, feed the stem, and then make you have fruits later, right? And some people say, I don't even know why. Some people are complaining, I have bad manners. But I don't know, that's just how I am. No, that's not how you are. Today, I want us to dissect the problem. What is actually the issue? Why do people say that we have bad manners when we know that we are okay, right? We are fine. Because sometimes people think that teenagers are troublemakers. No, I don't think teenagers are troublemakers. I think that teenagers they are in a phase of development, right? You have a brain. Everybody has a brain, right? Right? Now we have 4 lobes, L-O-B-E-S, 4 lobes of the brain. Frontal lobe is at the front. I have a song for it. It said, frontal lobe at the front, temporal lobe at the side, parietal lobe at the top, occipital lobe at the back. Now, your frontal lobe is that part of your brain that controls your decisions. It helps you make decisions. It's very logical. And in that frontal lobe, you have your prefrontal cortex, right? Your prefrontal cortex is what helps you make decisions. But guess what? It does not get fully developed until your mid-20s. But the part that is your amygdala. Amygdala is a part of your brain that we call the emotional engine, the emotional pillars of your brain. That part gets fully developed on time. So right now, your amygdala has better growth, better development than that your prefrontal cortex that helps you make decisions, that helps you exercise wisdom and self-control. So sometimes when you do things, maybe later you might be sorry for doing it, but you might be wondering, why did I even do that thing? When my mother talked to me, why did I raise my voice? Why did I say that word? So I'm explaining to you, not because I want to give you an excuse, but because I want to say that your development is explaining your behavior, but it's not excusing your behavior. Please, can we focus so that the note sharing does not affect the session? So I want to talk about 3 types of roots. The first is your psychological roots, which I've already started explaining by talking about the brain. Then we have spiritual roots and we have social roots. I've talked about your frontal lobe developing. But guess what? If you already understand this, and you know that is a secret, because not everybody knows that my prefrontal cortex is still developing. That's why I do this. That's why I do that. So, what do I do about it? What do I do about it? How do I overcome that? If somebody talks to me and I don't like what the person has said, guess what? My amygdala. What did I say amygdala controls? Emotions. Thank you. You are very attentive, right? Your amygdala will react. It will come up. It will want to say this and make you react in a way. But no. Can you turn to your neighbor and say, the 3 seconds pause? Say that. You want to say something, then you pause. Ask yourself what you want to say. What would it produce? That in that 3 seconds pause, you can talk to the Holy Spirit, and it can change a lot about how you respond. Now, I know that the way we used to talk about manners those days is not the same way we talk about manners now. Because these days, we have many things we consider as bad manners that we didn't even have before. For instance, if I'm talking to you and you're just on your phone, maybe you have something very important to do and you are typing. You don't think that you're doing anything, but that is bad manners because you are not acknowledging the person that is in front of you. All right? I'm going to itemize some of the things that we consider as bad manners. And I will ask some of us, because you might even give me some that I have not considered, right? So one of the things that I really, because I teach university students, and I have noticed that these days, you want to excuse yourself from speaking clearly. So when somebody is talking to you, you give a one-word response. How are you? Fine. You are not even speaking clearly, and then you just want to reduce your words to one-word response. That is bad manners. Can you tell your neighbor, that is bad manners? Yes, that is bad manners. Right? Now, I'm going to talk about that thing about teenagers. Autonomy, wanting to gain independence. You want to be free. You want to experience freedom. That is part of your development. But guess what? If you try to exercise autonomy, the freedom, the wrong way, then you are planting bad seeds. You are planting wrong seeds. And remember, you said you want apples, not mangoes. So if you want apples, you plant apple seed. If you want mango, you plant mango seed. Don't plant something and think you want something else much later. One thing that shows us that we have good manners is the way we respond to correction. Can you tell somebody, correction? Correction. You just did something, and somebody is correcting you. I want to know someone here that has ever said, thank you for correcting me, sir. Anybody? Be very sincere. Have you ever said, thank you for correcting me, sir? Thank you for correcting me, ma. That's good. That's okay. Now, from today, that is one decision I want you to make. Can you stand out by thanking the person that has corrected you? If somebody corrects you from today, remember, your amygdala will first respond, right? It will make you want to get angry, like, I know it. You have told me before now. Why are you telling me again? Don't worry, I'm okay. I'm a big boy. I'm a big girl. All those kinds of things will come up first. But your 3 seconds pause would help you before you speak. Before you open your mouth to say anything, pause. You pause before you speak. The way you show that you are being controlled by your amygdala instead of your PFC, your prefrontal cortex, is when you open your mouth before thinking. But if you think before you speak, it changes a lot about you. Can you tell somebody, it changes a lot about you? And Pastoria was talking about pride. You know, pride leads to disrespect. Pride leads to disrespect because you don't fully give what you are supposed to give when you are proud. You say, I don't need correction. I've listened before. I've even heard this before. I don't have to listen. That's pride. You know that most of us, we have this scripture. Obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and your mother, for this is the first commandment with promise. So guess what? You want to obey. Say something, you obey. But you are obeying with bad attitude. They told you something, you are rolling your eyes. After rolling your eyes, you do that thing. You have obeyed, but you have not honored. Honor and obedience are two different things. Can you tell your neighbor, honor is different from obedience? What gives you the promise of long life is honor. Can you check that scripture again? Not just obedience, honor. Honor your father and your mother. You honor. So that honor comes with a reverence, a kind of attitude. You know, this retreat has been on the fear of God. If you have the fear of God, it's going to give you that reverence for your parents, for your teachers, for elders above you. So you don't open your mouth to speak anyhow because you have the fear of God and because you have that element in you. You want to honor other people. You want to honor them in your words, in your actions, and in your deeds, in what you do. Do you know that if I see you, my first contact with you, I can tell some things about you. I can tell if you are proud or if you are humble without you saying too much, because your attitude speaks louder than what you will say about yourself. You can package your CV and write so many things about you. I am this, I am that. But when you relate with people, people know. They know. When you say something that you do not mean, they know. All right? So, I can obey somebody without honoring them. And I'll be cheating myself. Because remember, we said that's where the blessing is, right? We have talked about spiritual roots. We've talked about psychological roots. I want to talk about social roots. The roots that is bringing forth the bad manners. Maybe some of us caught bad manners from our environment. Maybe mommy and daddy did not really portray good manners the way we wanted to learn it. Maybe when your elder brother is responding to your uncle, his tone is bad. His tone is high. He has raised his voice. He has said this, he has said that. And you caught it without even knowing it. But you are not entitled to it. You don't have to force yourself to behave that way because you learned it. You can unlearn it. You can unlearn anything that you have learned before and now learn the right thing. Because, you see, this is your tone. If I say yes, and if I say yes, are they the same thing? They are not the same. And our tone is a very important part of the language that I'm teaching you. What's the language I'm teaching you this morning? Awesome. Language of respect. So I want you to give me a yes or a no if what I am reading now is a good thing in the language. So when somebody corrects you, you sigh. Yes or no? Yes or no? No. It's not parts. You shouldn't learn that language. You shouldn't display that. How about when somebody's talking to you and you have your earphones? Yes or no? Are you sure? What if you are listening to something really important? No. Because you are not honoring that person that is talking to you. Do you know that even when you are walking and you have earphones, you can have accidents because of that? I have had somebody behind me. I was trying to talk to the person through the window. The person was just, listening to music. And what I was saying would have saved him from something that happened to him because of headphone. He didn't hear me. I couldn't go out. It was a window. I kept shouting. I was washing clothes. But he didn't hear me. Why? Earphones. And we have made it a habit such that anywhere we are going, we are on the phone. Don't allow your phone control your life. Can you tell somebody that? I'm really so happy that some parents are very strict. And some parents will say, you cannot use a phone until you are 16. Those parents really love you. Those parents that will tell you cannot use a phone till you are 16. They are giving you more time to make your prefrontal cortex developed. Now, for those people that already have phones, and they have it for a reason. Maybe their parents always go out and they want to always communicate with them. And they say, okay, you need a phone. Let me give you that. Do you know that that phone can determine a lot about you? That phone can help you and that phone can destroy your life. But which one would you choose? Which one would you choose? One way that the phone can destroy your life is when you wake up early in the morning and just go straight for your phone. It destroys your brain. It doesn't give your brain room to grow. And maybe you want to sleep. The last thing you saw was your phone. Maybe you were even sleeping with your phone and somebody came to remove the phone from you. All those things are very destructive. They are not good for your neurological health. They are not good for your brain. Even for adults, they are not good. Not to talk of for young people that are still growing. Please, pay attention to that and make sure that, there's so much to talk about phone. There's no time to go into that, but I just wanted to mention that. All right, so back to our language I was teaching. How about no apology when you do something wrong? Yes or no? But if you do something, how do you apologize? Please, can you come? Yes, you with the beret. You have done something. Can you apologize right now? Let me know how we'll know how to apologize. Yes. Can you apologize for something you just did?
I know I've done something wrong. Will you please forgive me? I'm sorry.
Will you please forgive me? I'm sorry. A round of applause for her. Okay. Now, when we are apologizing, first of all, we say we are sorry for what we did, number one. Number two, you acknowledge that thing, why it is wrong. I'm sorry I raised my voice when I was talking to you. I'm not supposed to raise my voice at an elder. I'm sorry, I will not do it again. Your apology should always end with a promise not to do it again. Your apology should always pinpoint the thing that you did. Don't just say, the worst thing is even sorry. Not I'm sorry, you say sorry. Sorry. And you think that's an apology. Next, I'm sorry. You're sorry for what? For what? So if you have a chance to apologize, it's a chance to show good manners. So when you have done something and somebody is expecting you to apologize, it's a time to show that you are royal. We're going to get to that point where, or let me even just say that now, right? Can we open to 1 Peter 2? 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. Or maybe we know it already. Who can recite it? Awesome. Thank you. You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. Now, imagine that. I will say this now, and I will still say it before I end. Did you hear about Queen Elizabeth before she passed on? Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of England. When you see her, she speaks of grace, speaks of poise. As she's walking, she's just coming gently, with so much elegance. You see her and you just want to be close to her because she's a queen in every aspect of the world. If she sits down, you might want to even just sit close to her so that the queenness of her can rub off on you, right? So imagine that she just walks in with so much grace and she's seated at the front. And then 2 minutes later, she starts fighting with somebody. did you say, ah? Why? Huh? Because you don't expect that kind of behavior from her, right? So she should not misbehave. But you want to excuse yourself. You want to misbehave. Because you don't know that your own royalty is higher than that royalty. You don't know that where you are from, the kingdom that you are representing is higher than England that she was representing when she was here. You know, if you know who you are, and you know the king that you are representing, you will carry yourself with dignity. When somebody talks anyhow to you, you don't respond, you don't bring yourself down to respond to them the way they want it. Ask yourself who you are. How would you respond to this? So that when somebody does something to you and the person was expecting you to get into a fight and you don't, the person will have guilty conscience. You know, the person will start wondering, how come this person didn't even raise his voice to talk to me like that? I think I want to be like him. You know, I think I want to learn this. They might not even tell you. They will be watching you to know if that's your behavior, if that's how you really are, or if you are just pretending. And that's how to stand out. That's how to stand out. That's how to be a prince or to be a princess. It's not by wearing crown and going everywhere with your crown. Because when you get to a place where you cannot wear crown, how do we know that you are royalty? By the way you carry yourself, by the words you speak, by the way you behave. So if you are a prince, and you know you are a prince, guys, can I see your hand? You are a prince. All right. What of the ladies? If you are a princess, a real princess, let me see your hand. Okay, thank you. If you are not sure whether you are a prince or you are a princess, let me see your hand. You are not sure. My father is not the king now. My father is not Oni. My father is not this. How are you calling me a prince or a princess? Can I see your hand up? So we all know that we are royalty. It means that our parents should not have issues with us anymore. Our teachers, elders should not have issues with us, with our behavior, with our character, because we know who we are. If you don't expect Queen Elizabeth to start misbehaving when she's here, how come you want to excuse yourself? Can you tell yourself, I am royalty. I will not disgrace the King of Kings. I am an ambassador of the kingdom of God. If you're an ambassador, when you step into a place, that place has come there. If you step into a place and you are representing heaven, it means heaven has come there. So you cannot be here and be tearing somebody's slap or just hitting someone or somebody's talking to you and you're saying, yeah. That's one of the worst things I've known recently. You're talking to someone, you're saying, yeah. When somebody talks to you and you didn't get them, what do you say? I beg your pardon? Can you turn to your neighbor and say, I beg your pardon? Instead of, Can you say it again? Turn to the next neighbor, say, I beg your pardon? Yes. When do you say, I beg your pardon? Somebody has said something and you didn't hear them. Now, it will not come natural to you because you are learning it. But if you hear yourself saying, correct yourself and say it again. I beg your pardon. What did you say? And the person will, why are you even for me? Why are you for me? Say, no, I'm royalty. I beg your pardon. Instead of saying what? Who is going to start saying, I beg your pardon? Good. One more. Listen. An elder just talked to you. Right? An elder just spoke to you. And you want to say you have heard. And you say, yes. Yes. That shows that you are a commoner. You're not a royal person with high class. How do you show that you are royal? Yes, sir. or yes, ma'am? Huh? Yes. Okay. Let me tell you the difference between ma and ma'am. MA is ma, right? You use ma for your mother. You use ma for your mother. So you can tell your mommy, yes, ma. But when you're talking to someone else that is not your mommy, you say, yes, ma'am. M-A apostrophe A-M. That's short form of madam, right? I hope you didn't hear me say madam. Madam. Say madam. All right. So the short form is ma'am. So say yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. If you're not using that, you can say yes with the person's title. Say yes, pastor. Yes, doctor. Yes. It's better than just saying yes or no. So next time you are saying, or even if it's your mate, what do you say? Yes, please. Yes, please. Don't make your words hang like that. Yes. No. That's how to show that you are what? You are royalty. Can you say it again? I am royalty. I will not disgrace the King of Kings. I am an ambassador of the kingdom of God. How about talking to domestic staff? Maybe there is a driver, or there is a help, or there's someone staying with you, and you're always speaking disrespectfully to those people, even though they are not your mate. Is that good language or not? Yes or no? No. Everybody has been made in the image of God. So the way you are going to treat the reverence that you have, that God has given to you to use as your currency, that's what you give to everyone, no matter their status, no matter where they are. You respect everyone. You respect what? You respect everyone. Another language that I want to ask if we should be speaking that kind of language or not. Pastor Aya also mentioned it, recording. Now, what I want to talk about it is recording without permission. Do you know that when someone is passing and you just record the person, do you know it is wrong etiquette? It is wrong. Because to record some people, you need their permission. And most times, when we are even doing those recording, is when they are doing something wrong. Huh? Somebody is eating. And maybe the way they are eating is not good. You now record them and go and put it on TikTok. That's not royal. Can you imagine Queen Elizabeth doing that? You can't. You cannot imagine her doing it. So why would you do it? Another thing I know is that some of us, we borrow things and we never return it. If you have something that someone has borrowed before and the person did not return it, raise your hand. You see? And if you took something from someone and you have not returned it, can I see your hand? All right. Now, that is bad manners. That is bad manners, and we don't want that. That is not royal. When someone has given you something, you should return it. And when you're returning it, it should be better than the way they gave you. Maybe your slippers, your skirts, and then I give you my shoe to wear. Then when you are bringing it, there's mud. There's mud everywhere. It's very dirty. That is not royal at all. You should clean it and make it better than the way it was when you were given that thing. Are we good? Are we together? If you are with me, say yes, yes, yes. All right. One other thing I want to say is interrupting conversations. Some people are talking, and you just go there. And they're still talking. What's the right way to interrupt people? Maybe you have something to say. Your mommy is talking to your auntie, and you have something to say. How do you get their attention? Huh? Okay, you just go, enter the middle and say, excuse me, ma. Is that it? How do you interrupt? You come close enough so they can see you, and then you just raise your hand. You raise your hand so that your mommy or your auntie knows that you need their attention. And can you say, my home? Say, my home. Again, say, my home is to train me to be a good leader. I cannot imagine that. Was this one Joseph in the Bible? Imagine that he did not have any good training at home, and then he left the house as a teenager. Do you think he would have stood out where he went to? Do you think so? You are not sure. You are not sure. If you look at any teenager that made good impact in the Bible, they had good home training. And that is why your home is the first place. Your parents are your first pastors, your first teachers, your first coaches. And some of our parents might be limited in how they teach you what they need you to know. And that's why such opportunities coming up, you should take advantage of them and use them to the maximum. Now that you have learned so much about the language of respect, pay attention so that at the slightest opportunity, you can speak this language of respect. We're not going into details of handshakes here and there, but handshake is also a way to respect people. So there are different types of handshakes, right? There's one Pastor Ayo was talking about. I don't know that one. But there's one type of handshake. If I shake you, I want to show that I'm the boss. So I hold you and put my hand on top. That is bad manners. Right? And sometimes when you shake people and your hand is all sweaty and you are just using this part of your hands to shake them, that is not royal too. It shows that you are very shy, that you don't have any confidence at all. But when you hold someone, can somebody come up, please? One person. All right. Yes? Okay. So let me describe or demonstrate a proper handshake. A proper handshake should last up to 3 seconds, not up to 10 seconds. A proper handshake should have 2 or 3 bumps. So when I come, you see this part? This part of my hand will have to meet with this part of her hand. Then I hold her firmly, hold me firmly as well. Not tight yet, just like this. Then we go 1, 2, 3. As I'm doing this, my eyes will be looking at her own eyes. Yes, I need eye contact. Now listen, in this part of the world, in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we are not taught to maintain eye contact. Why? Because our elders, when we look at them in the eyes, it looks like it is disrespect. So when you are talking to your elder, you are looking at their shoe instead of looking up to them. When you go to the US or go to the UK and you're talking to someone, you cannot look at their eyes. You are looking at their shoe. They will think that you don't have any confidence at all. So how do you balance it? If you are too shy to look at their eyes, look at glabella. This is a glabella, the middle between your 2 eyebrows. You look there and then you shake. Have a firm handshake. There's no way you can shake sitting down. It is bad manners to shake someone while you are seated, right? So when you want to shake someone, maybe you step into the room, you get up and shake 1, 2, 3, and then you sit down. Now, if I'm shaking, how are you? Okay, see you. I'm still holding a hand, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. That one is not handshake. It's not handshake. How long is a handshake? 2 or 3 seconds. Then I release it. A round of applause for her. A round of applause for her. All right. Now, when you were younger, or maybe now, you see somebody, when there's power outage, they shout, or maybe, okay, just restore the power, and they shout, up NEPA! The big teenagers in the house, do you still do that? Okay, all right. Now, some of us, right? Some of us have grown above that, right? So we are looking at them like, why are they even shouting? And they just brought the light. What's the big deal, right? Because we have matured a bit. That is how you will feel. That's okay. That's okay. That's how you will feel when someone else is showing disrespect. If you have learned this language and you have raised yourself higher than that, when somebody is talking anyhow, you look at them like, what kind of childish behavior is this? And that is the kind of attitude I want you to have from now, such that when people are saying, yeah, when they are talking to the elders, they are saying, yeah, for you, what would it be? Yes. You say yes. Yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. Don't just leave your yes hanging. Yes, no. No, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. When somebody corrects you, what do you say? First of all, you acknowledge what they said. Okay, I understand that now. Thank you for correcting me. That attitude of thanking somebody for correction can open doors for you. You will never imagine how that can open you. For someone else, somebody can be praying morning and night, but God just gave you the wisdom. Say thank you after correction. And you keep doing it, and people now know you. That person, anytime you correct her, oh, Mother Dani, she just says, thank you for correcting me. You know, I did a research, academic research, and I was looking at cultural respect, because I know that the Yorubas, they are known for this concept of Omoluabi. Who has heard that before? Okay. These days, it doesn't rain anymore, right? Right? But we need it. We need Omoluabi. We need that thing now more than ever before. That is what is going to stand you out. Yes, you have the Holy Ghost, right? And He's going to be teaching you. But culturally, that Omoluabi can help you. You know, giving you virtues and values. That Omoluabi. When I did the research, I gathered older people. I gathered younger people. So I call them digital immigrants and digital natives. People that were born into the world of the internet. And people that were in the world before internet and phones came, right? And people started blaming phones. I asked them different questions. They said it's because of the internet that disrespect has disappeared. Some people said it is lack of home training that has made disrespect disappear. No matter the reason that you have, right? Right now, today, you know the right thing to do. Sometimes you might not even know the right thing, but as soon as you hear it, make sure you don't repeat that error again, right? Can you say it again? Say, I am a child of the Most High. I am royalty. I will not disgrace the King of Kings. I am an ambassador of the kingdom of God. Do you know that it is very cheap? Somebody say it's very cheap to be disrespectful. That's very cheap. It doesn't cost so much to be disrespectful. Just roll your eyes. Just give one word. Just tear one person's slap like that. Just push them here and there. It's very lazy. Not just that it's cheap. It's very lazy. And it will close doors for you. But you know what is powerful? Royalty is powerful. Royalty is going to give you self-mastery. It's going to give you self-control. Right? And remember that your own royalty is from the King of Kings. Because your father is a king. So you carry yourself knowing that you are a prince, you are a princess. When you step into a room, people should know. People should start watching what they are saying because you are around. That is what royalty looks like. You know that thing of I want to belong. So I will do what my friends are saying, what they are doing. I will do what they are doing. No. When you do what they are doing, it means you don't know who you are. You don't know where you are going. You don't have bearing. You are anywhere beleface. No. Right? That's not who you are. Say, I am royalty. I am royalty. When you are royalty needs rigorous training And this session is one of such training sessions, right? I heard of a story of one beggar. The man was a beggar, and everybody knew that beggar for a very long time. He was crippled, he was begging. Guess what? He received news that he wasn't really just a beggar. He was the son of the greatest man in the land. That news came very late in his life. He was already 18 years. But guess what? When people saw him, a week or 2 weeks later, they couldn't recognize him. Because that knowledge that came, that he was actually royalty, that changed his life completely. He was no longer homeless. They took him to the palace and they started teaching him what to do. You know, when people saw him later, they were wondering, is it that same guy? The guy gave so and so money the other day, the guy that was dirty. He changed because of knowledge of who he was. So if you are receiving the knowledge of who you are and how this knowledge can change you, if you refuse to accept it, later you will see other people that accepted it and used it. You see how different you would be. But I think you will be the one that would accept the right thing and do the right thing. Are we together? All right, so I'm going to leave you with these words. I've said different things about being a commoner and being a royal, whether prince or princess. We've talked about saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir, or yes with a title instead of yeah or huh, or you just nod your head. They are talking to you, you just nodded instead of using your mouth to talk. That is wrong, right? We talked about when you are corrected or when you are instructed, how to respond. I now understand. Thank you for the correction. That is a secret strategy, like I said, right? And remember the 3 seconds pause, right? Which part of you controls your emotions? Amygdala, yes. And the prefrontal cortex that is here, just here in your forehead, helps you to make decisions. But you can only give it some time when you have paused to think of what you want to do. And when you receive a gift or you receive a service, you just take it and say, thank you, and you leave. That is what? That is the life of a commoner. And you're not a commoner. What do you say? Appreciate people for what they give you. What do you say? Thank you, sir. Or thank you, ma'am. We have so many scriptures to read, but I think I'll leave with these words that I have given you already. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the opportunity. Okay. Thank you for clapping.